Hello everybody, Skywarp34 here, and today we are going to be looking at the Blob. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick little animation video I did at the start of this. It was quite fun to animate this guy, and I plan on using him, them, it, and like a bunch more projects in the future, including my soon-to-be announced Five Nights at Freddy's Choose Your Own Adventure, but you didn't hear that from me. Alrighty, real quick before we get too far into this video, I do have to let you guys know that this is technically a sponsored video by Madibot. They sent me some free stuff, and I have an affiliate link with their website, so Madibot is really cool. You can use them for tons of different stuff. They have like green screen armatures. They sent me a pink one with swords, and they have a bunch of customizable and like different products and stuff, like this pumpkin hat here on this one right here, that are all like 3D printed, and it's a really cool company. I really like it. Plus, Madibot is super customizable. That's why I use them to make my custom builds and stuff like that. And I just think it's a great product. And if you do end up actually buying some Madibot products, be sure to use my affiliate link, because I was told to specify that, because like if you don't use the link and just go through the regular website, it doesn't count for the sponsorship. So just remember, if you do decide to go check them out, use my affiliate link so that they know I sent you. And be sure to always follow the little instruction card, because you don't want to accidentally break anything. It's very important. And yeah, with that much being said, let's get back to the video. Thank you again to Madibot. And yeah, this is probably one of my largest figurines, I suppose, that I've done in a really long time. He's even bigger than DJ Music Man. Even though DJ Music Man might have been wider, this dude is just larger in mass, because I used a lot of like aluminum foil and like EVA foam clay to kind of cover him up and make him a big blob shape, and then I went through and painstakingly put all of these wires all over him. I didn't think it would take that long, but then it took me 2 full days of just working on this guy in between projects and stuff to get all of these wires placed. So, for those wondering where the showcase was, it was because I was very busy with all of these wires here. We'll get some zoom-ins on that in just a minute, but real quick before that, I would like to officially give a formal apology to the I suppose FNAF Funko figurine collectors community for one very specific reason, which I find really funny, but they seemed legitimately upset about it, so I have to at least mention it in the video. I may or may not have accidentally on purpose used glow-in-the-dark Foxy's head for Mangle here. I know, terrible sin, I'm sorry. Nobody seemed to say anything way back like a year and a half ago when I used other parts of glow-in-the-dark Foxy for my Funtime Mangle character. Where do you think these feet came from and this hook? Whoopsie! I officially put out my apology, but in my defense, his disembodied head was just chilling in this bag of parts for like a year before I decided to just use it on this. So, if anything, you guys probably should have got mad at me for the other figure first, and then got mad at me for... I don't know what's going on anymore. That's mainly just a joke. Now, I suppose before we zoom in on all the features, I might as well do the size comparison now, just so that you guys can kind of see it already zoomed out and stuff. So here is the size comparison with a regular S.T.A.F.F. bot. He's a lot larger. And here he is compared to a Madibot. A Madibot! A Madibot! So, as you guys can see, Blob is very large. And for those wanting to know, here is the Blob compared roughly with DJ Music Man. They are both ginormous, considering they're both still in my action figure category. But the Blob is technically larger just to like mass, and this guy is a bit larger if you count like arm span, I suppose. And for those wanting a comparison with a regular Funko figure, here is my repainted Dreadbear. So, he's pretty big. Alrighty, there's a lot of little details that I want to show you guys, so let's get right into it. First off, Funtime Freddy's head. Not sure why that it's not like Molten Freddy's head on the character. My guess from what I've heard is, or the best theory I've heard on why Funtime Freddy is here instead of it being like a Molten Freddy or a regular Circus Baby is here instead of it being Scrap Baby, is that it has to do something with that the official FNAF 6 game was based on a story and it wasn't technically exactly what happened, so it's like this is like the real version, quote unquote, but like, I don't know, something for MatPat to figure out. So yeah, this is my first ever Funko customizable figurine, I suppose, that has an open and closable mouth. So I used a bunch of Madibot pieces for the neck of the character, so it's got quite a bit of posability with all these different ball joints and stuff, and it can turn both up and down, do like full 360 and all sorts of stuff like that. He can open his mouth that wide, so he can do it quite far, but I only ever do it like a little bit, and then I can make it look like his mouth rotates and all that stuff, mainly just because it's on a ball joint. I'm quite happy with how he turned out, to be honest. I think the dark wash I did on all the characters, along with repainting sections like the eyes and the mouths to be like darker and stuff, made them look way spookier. And yeah, so lots of different poses that this neck can do. Some of them are like his initial pose in the game, where he's just like facing down like that. I can have him so he like looks forward and he can like rotate 106 or 360 degrees, and then depending on the angle he can extend his neck about that far. So you can extend it pretty far, but without like a little bit of trickery on like the camera side of things. He can't really like bend down, but like I could animate him to look like he goes like down. So if that makes any sense. Similar to how I did at the start of this video, you guys saw that little clip I made. That's kind of how I made him jump forward at the camera, was I just sort of did a little camera trickery in addition to his neck posability. And yeah, next up we'll do the only other posable item on him at the moment. It is this tentacle right here. In the little starting video, you guys probably saw it twice. So it's a couple Madibot arm pieces covered in EVA foam clay to make it look as close to one of the tentacles as possible. I would have made it more conduit tubing-esque, but I wasn't really able to do that and keep the posability very well, so I pretty much covered it in foam clay instead. And then I put it on this like little outcropping piece here, so that when I stop motion animated it, I could basically mask out the element and then add a bunch of them coming out from like behind the character, so it looked like he had a bunch more moving tentacles than just a singular moving tentacle, if that makes any sense. Alright, starting from the top here, we've got a lot of different characters and things jammed in this guy to kind of quickly go over. So we've got a customized Circus Baby Funko head that I customized and basically destroyed for this. I think it looks pretty cool just chilling on top there. This tentacle coming out the side here is actually the other hair piece, which is kind of funny. But like reuse, recycle on different pieces and parts and stuff for stuff, and I was like, yeah, this looks like a tentacle. We'll just use that as well. So I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I used an X-Acto knife to kind of shave the face down a little bit, and then I was able to super glue it on at kind of an angle there, which made it look like it was kind of hanging open, and I really like the vibe it has. Next up, we got Chica. Again, I don't know why she's in the Blob, but my best theory is that maybe the Blob was slowly stealing artifacts from around the pizzeria or Pizzaplex and sort of incorporated some of the old FNAF 1 characters that were like put on display into itself or something like that. But other than that, the head is Funko, but I did modify it by opening up the beak, and then this body piece is a bit of a custom section, and then these tentacles coming out of it are all EVA foam clay. And yeah, I think Chica might be my favorite one just on how it turned out. I really like the open beak on this character, and I think the dark wash really made it pop. Then we got Mangle here, which I've already said what I said about Mangle, but main reason I used that head was because I was using roughly the figure scaled heads. I did technically have a Mangle head, but it was the wrong scale, so I decided to not use it because I wanted to keep the scale of the heads kind of more consistent. I think overall it turned out pretty good. You can't really tell that it used to be Foxy if it's just like moving quickly. And yeah, I think I did a decent job on the repaint. Wait, let's see if it glows in the dark. Does not appear to glow in the dark. I guess it's a good thing I used the character. And then the last actual Funko figurine we got is Bonnie here. The reason I used the heads on these characters was because I modified their bodies to be a bit more accurate to my puppets, and then I used my puppets for their heads. So I just had a bunch of these heads chilling without really any use for them, so I was like, hey, this actually ends up working out pretty well because I already had the heads for a bunch of these characters. So I did end up modifying Bonnie by cutting off one of the ears, and then I cut off this ear and then re-glued it in at a different angle so that it kind of sits funky. And then I did remove his lower jaw so that it would sit more flat into the blob itself, so it looks like it's kind of protruding out of the blob rather than just sort of sitting on top of it. Then the last character head we got is the puppet here. I'm pretty sure I got all the character heads, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. This puppet head is actually just a little custom thing I made out of EVA foam clay. I think it turned out pretty okay. It is kind of like, it caved in on itself a little bit, so it does look a little funky. But other than that, I think it turned out pretty well. I know that it's technically not supposed to have the teardrops on it, but I don't know if that was due to it being like a graphical error on the blob or if that was actually like a design choice. So I just went ahead and left the teardrops on him or her anyway. And yeah, I think I did a pretty decent job sculpting this with foam clay, considering foam clay is kind of difficult to work with on small scale, and that is like about the same size as the S.T.A.F.F head, so I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And then after that, we've got a bunch of random endoskeleton pieces. So we've got a foot sticking out there, we've got a head and arms sticking out there. I painted the eye on him. We've got another foot there with a Madibot piece, but then a little FNAF foot. We got a little endoskeleton piece with a bow tie sticking out there. And then we've got an actual just Madibot arm. So right there. I do plan on doing a custom endoskeleton using a Madibot, so this is technically going to just look like a regular endoskeleton. I might even make it a tutorial, so if you guys are interested in that, let me know, and if a lot of people say they really want it as a tutorial, I'll probably move that up on my to-do list. And then the last thing I have is this little torso piece with a little arm sticking out of it, and along with, on the front, we've got a little metal arm sticking out there, along with a couple tentacles here and there. And yeah, guys, I think that covers everything on the Blob. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to smash that subscribe button and the like button and all that. I would really need it because times are tough, and it really helps me out when you guys subscribe and like the video and leave a comment and share and all that stuff. So I really appreciate those sticking around. And yeah, stay tuned for more Five Nights at Freddy's content, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye-bye now. Have a wonderful day.